What is up guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we have another episode of FreeLanda, and in this one we have the National Championships, the final episode before the Tour de France. So jumping straight into it guys, we of course have the individual time trial, 44 kilometers, we have no chance of winning this. It's all about the road race today. I'd love to win this race and ride the Tour de France in Spanish national champions colours. And so obviously that means a fairly short episode is in store, but I will show you the other winners of the national championships in both the time trial and the road race as well. So to kick things off today, we do have the time trial, 45 kilometers to cover in length. It's pretty flat. I mean, it says it's hilly, but I think this is quite flat to be honest. There are a few short hills here, and I think the big favourite today is Jonathan Castroviejo from Ineos. Bilbao's here as well. Will be cool to see if he can get the jersey. Here we go then guys, we're just getting our TT underway. Not expecting any type of result today, even though we have a very nice +3 day. I think today is more about testing our legs for the time trials in the Tour de France of course. Also worth noting, we do have Movistar. It seems there's some kind of glitch where they're not involved in the Spanish national championships. I've put them in though, so we've got the likes of Soler, Valverde and Enric Mas here. So we've got about 3.5k to go towards the first intermediate split. You can see I've not used too much energy so far, trying to conserve some for that final kind of little climb to the finish. It's Sanchez and Valverde tied at the first split, and it is Luis Leon Sanchez who currently holds the best time. Very nice TT by him, almost a minute ahead of Louis Mas. Let's see where we go, just 500 meters, let's push it to the line, and we're currently in 10th place, about a minute down. Here we come then guys, into the final few kilometers of the time trial. It's still Luis Leon Sanchez at the front, ahead of Valverde. We've got plenty of energy left to use up this final little punchy finish. I think we're going to improve on our 13th place at the first time check, because we've got a lot of energy to use up here. Let's go up to 88 because I do want to use all of our energy. This is going to go very quickly. This is the point of the time trial where we can gain a little bit of time. You can see we're looking very drained now. Into the final 500 meters, push it to the line, and where do we finish? We go second place, 4 seconds behind Luis Leon Sanchez. Unreal time trial here. So it is Jonathan Castroviejo who does retain the Spanish time trialing champions jersey, but only 7 seconds ahead of our teammate Pello Bilbao, and he did have some energy left. I did notice, so he could have won the jersey. A big shame here, but Mikel Landa, 15 seconds behind Castroviejo over a 45 kilometer time trial. This is very promising. If we can perform like this in the Tour de France, we'll be looking very, very good indeed. So the results are in guys for the individual time trials. So let's take a quick look at the new champions. So Tobias Foss wins in Norway. I'll quickly flick through. Nibali in Italy. Anthony Perez, great win in France for him and Cofidis. Van Aert just beats Evenepoel by 7 seconds. Tom Dumoulin, again, a very narrow win here in the Netherlands. Asgreen wins in Denmark ahead of Krah Andersen. Kudus, Kanga, Ryan Mullen, all winning their races. Bodnar beating Kwiatkowski by just 3 seconds. Great result for Bodnar, who's now 35 years old. Rui Costa beating Nelson Oliveira as well. I think Oliveira will be very disappointed with that result. Zakharin gets the win in Russia. We can see De Bod. Pogacar gets the win in Slovenia. And Roglic is injured at the moment, guys. We'll come onto that later in the video, though. Sagan wins in Slovakia. Padun wins in Ukraine. Very nice to have at least one time trial jersey in the team. Further on, Kemna wins in Germany, beating Pollitt and Schachmann. Great result here for Lenny Kemna. Moving forward, Alex Dowsett wins in Great Britain. Lawson Craddock, the champion of the USA. Cherney is the champion of Czech Republic. We've got Großschartner in Austria. Lutsenko, no surprise there, in Kazakhstan. You can see the rest of the guys. I'll quickly go through the remaining countries. Carapaz wins the Ecuadorian time trial. Bob Jungels in Luxembourg. Again, no real surprise with that one. And then Kilian Franchini wins the Swiss time trial. Stefan Kung only 4th here. On we go then guys to the road race, and you can see 196 kilometers today, and it is pretty hilly. We'd like some higher mountains I think, but we can work with this terrain, and you can see Ivan Garcia Cortina is the favourite today. We've also got Valverde and us in third place. Here we go then guys, getting underway today. You can see almost 100 riders in today's group. And you can see if we look at the strategy, we are the leader alongside Ivan Garcia Cortina. We do have Valves and Bilbao to help us out, but we don't have the biggest team. The likes of Movistar have, of course, like 8 riders in this race. I think Astana have the same, or 6 riders. So hopefully we are strong enough to kind of control the breakaway and such. And so I think the plan will have to be, we'll have to try something on one of these kind of short climbs. If we can't get away, we'll go for a sprint with Ivan Garcia Cortina. So we've just finished the first section of the race, kind of this out of town section. We're now coming into this circuit. I think we have about 8 laps here, and we need to try and set a really fast pace on these hills with Rafael Valves. So here we come into the first climb of the day. You can see it's not particularly steep and it's only about 7% very briefly. Then we're about 5%. It's not the steepest climb. This is where we need to try and make the difference today though. So 90k to go in the race guys. This is a potentially big moment because Mas and Navarro for Israel Cycling Academy, 2 fairly strong riders. Navarro is a decent climber, and I think it's not Emmerich Mas, the other Mas, more of a breakaway specialist. They have attacked. I don't really want these guys going up the roads because that means, of course, that Movistar won't do any work with Mas up the road. So I'm pacing pretty hard with Valves here to try and bring these guys in ahead of this next climb. They've got about 25 seconds at the moment. 88k to go. We're still chasing them down. We can put Valves up to 95. I'm going to try and follow him early, and we are going to try and join this attack with Mikel Landa. Let's see if we can join these guys up the road, and if we can, of course, that means our teammates don't need to pace as well unless they want to bring us in. So let's try and join this group if we can. We'll then try and kind of stay in this group and join the breakaway ahead. And I think we're just about going to do it right here. There you go, we're in the group with Navarro and Mas. We'll happily work with them, I think. And there you go, they're not happy with us up the road. So I think we'll just sit up in this group. Navarro on the counter. We're going to follow any of these attacks. We'll follow Navarro. We don't want him going up the roads. Same with Emmerich Mas. So I think we're going to cover him off pretty nicely here. You can see we'll just sit on his wheel, to be honest. Don't really want to do any of the work with these guys. And there you go, we brought them in. Perfect. 24 riders now in the peloton. 60k to go in the race, guys. No more attacks from the front group. We do have just 40 riders here, though. We can put Valves towards the front for this climb. Try and absolutely pace like a madman up this climb. There you go, put him on 95. That should do the job. Let's try and bring these guys in the breakaway in. 1 minute 20, still with 60k to go. We should be okay, I think. Don't really want to take any chances though. 40k to go, and Movistar pacing very, very hard now on the front. And this wouldn't be happening if we didn't bring in Mas and Navarro earlier on in the race. I don't think Valves is strong enough to pace now where he can just try and protect us if he can. But yeah, because we brought those guys in and didn't let their riders get up the road, of course, they are now doing some pacing for us, and the breakaway almost brought in now, and Ivan Garcia Cortina on the attack, trying to bridge up to the breakaway. I'm going to try and pace pretty hard on this downhill to try and stay towards the front of this group. We don't want to get caught behind here in any splits. And I think we're doing a pretty good job of that at the moment. But Garcia Cortina powering up the road ahead. I'm going to try and cover anyone trying to follow him. And you can see Garcia Cortina has gone away by himself. There's one more man up in the breakaway remaining. So 30k to go, and Movistar pacing very, very hard now on the front with Mas and Soler. Garcia Cortina is going to get brought in, I think. He's got about 10 seconds. He's used a lot of energy on that attack. And we now have just 21 riders in this front group. And there you go, the pace now does slow. Maybe we can try a little counter. I think we'll wait for the climb perhaps. So the pace has completely stopped in this front group in the build-up to this climb. Let's light it up with Mikel Landa straight on the attack into this climb. Let's try and pace on maybe 99. Is anyone strong enough to follow us at this point? It's Movistar trying to pace us back in yet again. I think we're in a good position now though. Let's try and go 99 on this downhill section coming up. And I think we'll see some splits in this group behind very shortly. So 15k to go, we have been caught and just one climb to go now. I think it's time to focus on Ivan Garcia Cortina. So 12k to go in the Spanish National Championships. It's Bilbao and Marc Soler working very hard on the front for Movistar. I guess they're working for Valverde at this point. He's probably their best option. Maybe we can try something on this climb. Bilbao, is he going to set a high enough pace? Let's try another attack with Landa on the left-hand side right here. Use our energy gel as well. Can someone join us up the road? Because again, I don't think we're going to be strong enough to go by ourselves. If we get brought in, we'll go for Garcia Cortina, but it looks like we're going to get brought in here. We only have 10 seconds with 9k still to go. So 8k to go in the race. We have 15 seconds on the peloton. We can try and pace on 88 for as long as possible. 28 riders now in that group. 21, we're going to get brought in, I'm pretty certain. But all of this is setting it up for Ivan Garcia Cortina, hopefully. We're not going to be able to lead him out, obviously. So I think we're just going to brought in. Let's try another little attack. Try and stay away for as long as possible. But there you go. We have been brought in. May as well sit up now. It's time for Garcia Cortina. So 3k to go in the Spanish Championships, and Garcia Cortina on the attack. Look at that attack from Garcia Cortina. That is absolutely beautiful. I think that could be the race winning move. Let's follow Rojas, try and finish nicely in the top 10 here. But I think Garcia Cortina is going to take the victory into the final kilometre. Does he have the sprint left? We're catching him. So is Bilbao. Oh my word, we're past Garcia Cortina. Can we take it in the sprint? We're not going to. And taking it is Jose Joaquin Rojas ahead of Aramburu. We finished 4th. Oh my word. Garcia Cortina caught on the line. My word, guys, that was definitely one of the most exciting national championships I've done on PCM. Rojas wins it for Movistar. Aramburu and Friday both for Astana in 2nd and 3rd. We finished 4th. Pretty nice result for 63 sprint. But Ivan Garcia Cortina, I thought he had it in the bag. He just didn't have anything left into that final kilometre. And that's why I tried to stay out front as long as possible. If we were the rider getting caught into the final, I'm pretty sure Garcia Cortina would have taken it in the sprint. I don't think he really needed to try that attack. He probably should have waited for the sprints. Again, guys, we'll have a quick look at the other results. So Camp is the winner in Denmark. Franchini again in Switzerland, 2 wins for him in both the time trial and the road race. Van Garderen wins in the USA. Further on, João Almeida winning in Portugal. Great win here for the young man. Rafał Majka wins in Poland. You can see Jan Hurt. Padun was 4th. Cavendish in 6th in Great Britain. Ben Swift getting the win right there. You can see Ludvigsen, Madouar winning in France. Great win for him as well. Alaphilippe only 4th and Pinot 5th as well. Moschetti wins the sprint ahead of Viviani and Trentin. He's coming on very nicely, the young Italian. Real shame he's injured in real life. Really good young sprinter. Moving on, Greg Van Avermaet wins in Belgium ahead of Seri and Evenepoel. Kruijswijk gets the win for Jumbo-Visma ahead of Poels. I think that's the best result we've had so far, a 2nd place in the Netherlands. Van der Poel only 7th on parcours that really suited him as well. Pascal Ackermann wins in Germany, Bauhaus in 5th for our team. Moving on, Sam Bennett gets the win. Kudos. You can see Pernstein in 3rd again, closely missing out, but we're yet to get a jersey here. Pogačar wins in Slovenia and we're 2nd with Gregor Boll, again just missing out. Tobias Foss wins in Norway. Moving on, Arashiro was 6th in Japan. Pronsky actually beats Lutsenko in the Kazakhstan race. That is a big surprise. But no surprise that Peter Sagan wins yet again in Slovakia. Tom Scoynes in Latvia. Moving on, some smaller races right here with not many riders. Amador, Mike Woods winning in Canada. Carapaz wins for Ineos in Ecuador. Drucker actually wins in Luxembourg. So Bob Jungels won't wear the jersey. He'll look very strange in the normal team kit. And that is basically it, guys. So Bahrain, McLaren failed to win a national championship despite getting about 5 podiums. And of course, we finished 4th in Spain. Decent result, I think, but would have definitely liked the win. Garcia Cortina probably should have waited for the sprint, like I said. But anyway, guys, with the national championships now out of the way, you know what's next. It is the biggest bike race in the world, the Tour de France. Cannot wait to get started with that race, and we will be doing that in the next episode. Briefly looking at the standings after the national championships, we're now into 3rd place in Super Prestige. Very, very nice year so far. Hopefully we can improve on this in the Tour de France. And some big news before heading into the Tour de France. Egan Bernal is injured. He will miss the Tour de France, the Giro champion. And adding to that, Primoz Roglic is out as well with a fractured hip. So probably the 2 favourites for the race are not riding the Tour. But anyhow guys, I do hope you enjoyed this episode and are looking forward to the start of the Tour de France. Cannot wait for it myself. And of course that will come in the next episode. And so if you did enjoy this one, do drop a like on the video down below. That really helps the channel out. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next one.